right, it was really hard for me to decide what I was going to say today because typically I have a lot to say if anyone knows me, so trying to narrow it down was really difficult. And then Sean called me the other day and he's like, how long is your toast? And I'm like, I don't know, I really don't time myself, Sean. And he's like, well, mine's about 5 to 7 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep mine about that. Anyway, when Blair and Chris got engaged, I think it was last December, yes. The first thing I did, of course, was congrats. My sister. Losing it. Okay. I said congratulations to them, of course. And then the second thing I did was challenge Sean to a toast-off. Because in my personal opinion, anytime I can challenge an Ohio State fan to something outside of football, it's a very good thing. So, go Blue! Anyway, it's hard to know exactly what to say about your sister, especially when you're as close as the three of us are. And I love Blair more than I can say, and it was just really difficult for me to come up with it. And so I found a few quotes, and I think that if there's any women in the room that have sisters, you can probably relate to a couple of these. So the first one is, having a sister is like having a best friend you can't get rid of. You know, whatever you do, they'll still be there. And that's true, because we've been through a lot, and they are still there. And when sisters stand shoulder to shoulder, who stands a chance against us? And quite honestly, we have Amanda, so enough said. If you don't understand how a woman could both love her sister dearly and also want to wring her neck at the same time, then you were probably an only child. And finally, the best thing about having a sister was that I always had a friend. That's true. Amanda and I have a little something that Amanda, you're going to start with. I carry your heart with me by E.E. Cummings. So, I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere you go, I go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. And it's you, or whatever something has always meant, and whatever sun will always, sorry, I'm improvising, and will always sing as you. And now it's Amanda.
Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud, and the sky of the sky and a tree called life, which grows higher than the soul can hope and mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry your heart in mine.
So, in conclusion, if everyone could just raise their glasses, what I want to do is propose a toast to Blair and Chris for happiness in the years to come through the ups and downs of life, and that 25 years from now, you'll wake up and you'll look beside you and you see your best friend laying beside you. So, cheers. And go Blue. And now I'm handing on to Sean. Whoa.
For those who haven't met yet, we have two families here. My name is Sean, and as I've already been referred to this evening, I'm the older, unmarried brother. Yes. I understand that. To be honest, though, I'm still a little surprised Christopher has chosen me to be the best man. After growing up with Christopher and using him as a pellet gun target, and violating multiple child labor laws with him when I made him work with my paper out for me, and going on and convincing him in college with these guys to join our fraternity by telling him, we didn't really haze that much and it wasn't that bad. Nonetheless, I'm a little surprised they made the cut, but I'm honored to be up here this evening representing my best friend and to have the opportunity with all of you to share a couple stories so you can get to know my brother as well as I do. So I have to start with this picture. I feel that when I think of my childhood with my brother, this picture summarizes everything up to a T. Ever since the time that he learned to use the toilet from aiming at Cheerios, we were We were partners in crime. We were loyal sidekicks all the way. And one thing was certain, wherever we went as brothers, there was always some kind of ruckus, some kind of evil plan that was in the works, whether it was learning that diesel engine starter fluid could be used to create a potato cannon, or there was a specific dare I recall where we were curious if we took caulking from a construction site to the McCormick's garage door, whether it would hold it shut.
Or how to bug Stacy's
Yeah, yeah, and it did. It held it shut. We were always causing some kind of ruckus around the neighborhood. And as Margo shared with us some stories about Blair, I can tell you that Christopher is not perfect by any means. And there's a story I think of in particular. When they design a car, they design it with one spare tire. And many of you have probably not even used that spare tire, but you see, Christopher himself is an overachiever. And Christopher is the only man I know in this world that has been able to actually blow not one, but 2 tires on his car. And the thing is, he did it from reversing out of his garage door to our end of our driveway. So it's a call my father won't forget. But this isn't just, big brother obligations aren't just to get in trouble with my brother or, to make fun of him when he acts like an idiot, which is often, but to share some advice when it comes to women. And I can assure you everything he learned from me, he just put it into action a little bit quicker than I have. So, but the reason we're all here is kind of an ironic twist. About 2 years ago, myself and one of our lovely bridesmaids, where is she down there? Emily, yes, that's her. We decided to plan a little getaway to Put-in-Bay Island. And, she said, hey, I have this cute brunette friend, and I'm going to bring her along with me. And I'm like, man, I need a sidekick now. So I'm going to go to none other than my loyal sidekick and see if he's interested in coming. Now, Christopher wasn't interested in coming. And there's a reason. I have to tell you a little story behind the story so you can understand this. Christopher, growing up, used the word frugal. Now, these guys will probably use a different word, maybe. This time of the year, it's Halloween, right? And we're all collecting candy, and most kids eat it. But Christopher, he didn't eat his candy. He had a little box that he would hide it all in. And he would organize it by Skittles, Butterfingers, and so on. And it would go stale before he even got to eat it. It's true. Now, how this ties in, you see, is the reason Christopher didn't want to go is not because he wanted to save candy this time. What Christopher wanted to save was gas money. So I did what any brother would do in a jam with a date, and I questioned his loyalty and offered him a quick little bribe. And as you can see, the event did occur. Now, the outcome is a little different than I thought it might be. As you can see here by this evening, about a year later, the cute brunette and Christopher moved to Indianapolis, and the brunette became his fiance, and the bridesmaid, my date, became friend, and to this day, and to this day, I'm still out the $20 that he's had to pay me back to meet his bride. So on a serious note, Christopher, growing up, I wasn't the easiest brother on you. I know that. It was never-ending critiques, never-ending advice, from women to jobs, and to how miserable your facial hair looks when you grow it out. Yes, we knew that was coming. But in all seriousness, there were many times I failed as a brother, and I often failed to tell you enough how proud I am of you as you grew up. And tonight, I know as I stand here, that I'm not the only one that feels that way. Tonight, both of these families are very proud for both you and Blair on this big night for both of you. So I had to get that out there. This is a moment where I'm supposed to offer some big brother advice to my brother in terms of marriages. And judging by the lack of a ring on my finger, I'm not really the one entitled to offer such advice. So I had to reach out.